So I'm often asked, how did I get into this business? I first started wanting to be a musician, basically wanted to be a rock star. As I got a little more mature and a little more realistic, I realized maybe rock star wasn't going to happen. A buddy of mine in high school was interested in recording music. His name was Tim Gavin, and his father, Kevin Gavin, was a jingle writer in New York City, and he'd written, "McDonald's, you deserve a break today." Smuckers.
Do you think with a name like Smuckers, it has to be good?
Of course.
Et cetera, et cetera. I was in high school, and we had a senior May project. So if your grades were good, you got to take the month of May and do some kind of creative project. We cooked up this crazy plan. His father had an office in the Gray Bar building, which is right above Grand Central, and he wanted to build a demo studio so that he didn't have to pay the high cost of going to a full-on recording studio to do a demo for a jingle. We put together a package to use that month to build a demo studio in his office, which consisted of a 4-track Scully machine and some other components. And across the hall from the office is a studio called Howard Schwartz Recording, famous in the jingle advertising world. Amazing studio, multiple rooms. And one day, Tim and I are there, and they asked us to help move in a recording console that they just were installing. So we did that, built a relationship, got to hang out over there, very exciting. Month of May ends, that's that. 3 years later, I'm at a lecture at Berkeley, and it's a lecture by a studio owner named Ross Sabella, who owned 2 studios in Boston, one of which he just bought. And the one he just bought was called Intermedia Sound. Had a little bit of fame. Aerosmith recorded Dream On there, a couple other local bands that had done well. He gave his lecture, talked about his business plan, and said he really got all of his information on how to run a studio from a friend in New York named Howard Schwartz. So at the end of the lecture, that gave me an icebreaker and a talking point. So I went up and I chatted with the guy, with Ross. And I said, if you need any help around the studio, I'd love to learn more about engineering, et cetera, et cetera. He got back to me after I sent him a typed letter on a real typewriter. And he came back and gave me the job as janitor. So my first job in the recording business was literally cleaning the bathrooms and sweeping the floors at Intermedia Sound.